1972. What if I told you that a simple 1972 half-dollar coin, one that might be sitting unnoticed in your drawer or pocket change, could hold more value than gold itself? Yes, the 1972 no-mint Mark Monticello Thomas half-dollar has become one of the most talked-about treasures among collectors, a coin that proves history still hides in plain sight. Imagine finding a piece of American legacy that's quietly gaining power and prestige every single year. Picture this. It's 1972, gas is cheap, Elvis is still on the radio, and families gather around their color TVs for the first time. Among the millions of coins minted that year, a small batch of Jefferson Monticello half-dollars left the presses without a mint mark. No one noticed at the time. They circulated like any other, passed from hand to hand at diners, barbershops, and grocery stores. Decades later, one man from Ohio, while sorting through an old cigar box of coins left by his father, discovered something strange. The coin looked ordinary, but when he tilted it to the light, the missing mint mark revealed a rarity that changed everything. That coin, untouched for years, ended up selling for thousands at auction. The reveal, the truth. So, what makes the 1972 no-mint Mark Monticello Thomas half-dollar so special? Unlike its counterparts bearing the D or S mint marks from Denver or San Francisco, this version was struck in Philadelphia and released in smaller, lesser-known quantities. The absence of the mint mark, combined with its sharp, bold features and strong strike, has made it a centerpiece for collectors seeking near-perfect examples. High-grade versions certified by professional grading services have reached astonishing prices, especially those preserved in original mint condition. Countless Americans have unknowingly spent these coins over the years, not realizing the fortune they held in their hands. Some were tossed into vending machines, others slipped into change jars, or given to children as pocket money. Imagine the feeling of learning you once had one, worth thousands, and spent it on a cup of coffee. The market for these coins is surging, and the time to look is now. Because each day that passes, more of these treasures disappear into private collections, never to be seen again. When examining your coins, focus on one key detail: the date must clearly read 1972, and there should be no mint mark beneath the portrait. The coin should feature Thomas Jefferson's profile and Monticello on the reverse, with crisp edges and bold lettering. Even a slightly worn version can carry impressive value today if authenticated properly. If you think you found one, don't clean it, preserve it exactly as it is. Contact a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC, or consult a trusted coin dealer. They can confirm authenticity and provide a professional grade that determines its true market worth. A verified specimen could transform from pocket change into a collector's dream overnight. So before you let those old coins gather dust another day, take a moment to look closer. That 1972 no-mint Mark Monticello half-dollar might just be sitting there, waiting to tell its story, and maybe change yours. Because sometimes, the greatest treasures aren't buried in the ground, they're hiding right in your home, wrapped in memory and time. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover history, wealth, and wonder, one coin at a time. 1971. What if I told you that a simple half-dollar from 1971, one you might have tucked away in a drawer, passed through your hands at the grocery store, or jingled in your pocket years ago, could today be worth a small fortune? Imagine turning over an old Monticello Thomas half-dollar with no mint mark, only to realize you've been holding onto a hidden treasure all these years. This isn't just another coin. It's a piece of American history that collectors are now chasing with incredible demand. Picture this: it's 1971, a time when gas was cheap, music was rich, and America was full of promise. The U.S. Mint had just transitioned from silver to copper-nickel coins, changing the very metal that had defined the nation's currency for decades. In the midst of that change, a small number of Jefferson, Monticello half-dollars were struck without a mint mark, a tiny detail that went unnoticed by millions. Decades later, one man cleaning out his late father's coin collection came across one of these coins. At first glance, it looked ordinary, worn, slightly tarnished, but when he noticed the missing mint mark under Jefferson's portrait, everything changed. That single discovery turned out to be worth thousands. The 1971 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas half-dollar stands apart because it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, during that time, did not include a mint mark. What makes it truly special, however, is the combination of its transitional features, striking quality, and the rarity of flawless specimens. Collectors today are in fierce competition for high-grade examples, especially those with sharp details and lustrous finishes. Some have sold at auction for several $1,000s, simply because so few survived in perfect condition. The demand has never been higher, as more collectors return to the hobby seeking the coins of their childhood, and this one, with its quiet mystery, is at the top of that list. There are countless stories of people who unknowingly spent these coins decades ago, not realizing their hidden worth. One woman even shared how she used her father's old half-dollar at a diner to pay for lunch in the 1980s, a coin that, had she kept it, could now be worth more than her car. Moments like that remind us that treasures aren't always locked away in vaults. Sometimes, they pass right through our fingers. And every time someone overlooks this coin, another collector gains the upper hand. When you pick up a 1971 half-dollar, pay close attention. The first thing to notice is the absence of a mint mark. There should be no small d or s under the bust of Jefferson. The coin should feature the classic Monticello design on the reverse, crisp details, and that distinct copper-nickel sheen of early 1970s minting. If it looks unusually sharp, clean, or uncirculated, it could be one of the prized examples that collectors are paying top dollar for today. If you believe you found one, don't let it sit unrecognized. Have it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, or consult a trusted coin dealer who specializes in U.S. mint varieties. A simple verification could reveal that what you thought was spare change is actually a piece of history, and potentially a financial windfall. Think about it, that old coffee can of coins in your attic, the change jar sitting quietly on your shelf, or the box of keepsakes you haven't opened in years. Inside could be a 1971 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas half-dollar waiting to change your story. Every coin has a story, and this one could be yours. So take a look. Your next discovery might just be resting where you least expect it. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the hidden history and hidden wealth that's been in your hands all along. 1973. What if I told you that a simple half-dollar, one that's been sitting quietly in your old change jar for 50 years, could now be worth thousands? Yes, I'm talking about the mysterious 1973 no-mint mark Thomas Jefferson Monticello half-dollar, a coin so rare and puzzling that collectors are racing to find it before it disappears into private collections forever. Back in 1973, America was still finding its rhythm after a turbulent decade. Gas was cheap, the TV played The Waltons, and a new sense of hope filled the air. At the U.S. Mint, millions of Kennedy and Jefferson-themed coins were being struck, except for a few strange pieces that slipped through the cracks. Among them was a 1973 Monticello half-dollar that somehow left the mint floor without the identifying mark of where it was made. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Nothing. Just a smooth, clean surface where history should have been. Decades later, one of these coins was found in an old estate collection in Pennsylvania. The owner, unaware of what he had, almost gave it away at a yard sale. A visiting coin collector spotted the error, purchased it for a few dollars, and later learned it was worth several thousand. That discovery reignited the hunt for these elusive no-mint mark 1973 halves, and ever since, the value has only gone up. What makes this coin so valuable isn't just its age or beauty, it's the mystery. The 1973 Monticello half-dollar was never officially meant to exist without a mint mark. Each coin struck in that year should carry either a D or an S. The absence of that small letter transforms an ordinary half-dollar into a numismatic treasure, a genuine minting anomaly that shouldn't exist. Only a handful have been confirmed, making them some of the most sought-after coins of the decade. Imagine this, countless Americans may have spent one of these rare halves at a diner, a gas station, or dropped it into a coin jar, never realizing what they held in their hands. Some may have even used it to pay for a cup of coffee, unknowingly letting go of a small fortune. Don't let that be your story. Every day, coins like these vanish into circulation forever, and each one lost makes the surviving pieces even more valuable. So, how do you know if you've got one? First, check the date. It must say 1973. Then, look closely beneath Jefferson's image. If there's no mint mark at all, no small d or s anywhere near the edge or portrait, you may be holding one of the few missing mint marvels left. The coin should feature the Monticello building on the reverse, with crisp details that have stood the test of time. If you think you found one, don't clean it or handle it too much. Instead, have it verified by a trusted grading company like PCGS or NGC. Their experts can authenticate it and, if genuine, encapsulate it, protecting your treasure and potentially turning a 50-cent coin into a piece worth thousands. That old jar in your kitchen, the one full of forgotten change? It might just be hiding a piece of American history, and your ticket to a small fortune. Don't let it stay buried another day. Check your coins, share your finds, and keep the legacy of our nation's treasures alive. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the history hiding in plain sight. 1974 that most people overlooked, but collectors today are hunting for with passion and intensity. The 1974 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas half-dollar isn't just rare, it's one of those coins that reminds us how history hides in the smallest places, sometimes right in our hands. Back in 1974, America was changing fast: gas lines, new leaders, and a nation still healing from the past. In that same year, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Kennedy half-dollars. Most came from the Denver and San Francisco mints, proudly stamped with their little D or S marks. But a handful somehow slipped through without any mint mark at all. No one noticed at first. These half-dollars circulated quietly, passed through diners, gas stations, and Sunday offerings. Decades later, a retired veteran from Ohio opened an old cigar box and found one sitting there, its surface worn, but its mystery intact. That discovery sent shockwaves through the collecting world, because this wasn't just a coin. It was a piece of forgotten American craftsmanship. What makes this 1974 no-mint mark half-dollar so valuable is its mysterious origin. Normally, coins struck in Philadelphia during that era should have no mint mark, but the 1974 issue was supposed to be consistent across all mints. The few known examples without any mark have been tied to rare die varieties, likely a limited experimental run or a mispress that escaped quality checks. Combine that with pristine condition, untouched by circulation, and you've got a coin collectors are paying thousands for today. It's a stunning symbol of how rarity and history meet in one silver disc. Many collectors regret not looking closer. Stories circulate of people who spent these rare half-dollars on coffee decades ago, unaware they were holding what could now fund an entire vacation or more. Don't let that be your story. Every time someone overlooks an old coin, another opportunity slips away, and these coins are getting rarer by the day. Collectors, investors, and historians alike are snapping them up the moment they surface. If you happen to have a 1974 half-dollar, hold it under a good light. Notice the year, 1974, and check below Kennedy's neck. There should be no visible mint mark. The coin should have sharp details and a bright silver-like sheen. If yours has that clean, smooth field and no mint symbol, you might be holding one of the few survivors of a forgotten minting mystery. The best way to confirm its authenticity is by sending it to a trusted grading company like PCGS or NGC. These experts can verify the error, grade its condition, and give you a certification that could multiply its value overnight. Even local coin dealers will be amazed if you bring one in, because few people have ever seen this coin in person. So before you dismiss that old half-dollar sitting in your drawer or coin jar, take a closer look. That unassuming piece of metal might not just be change, it could be your chance to own a living piece of American history, a treasure from a time when every coin told a story. Remember, history doesn't always live in museums, sometimes, it jingles in your hand. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the hidden wealth and wonder of the past, one coin at a time. 1976. What if I told you that a simple 1976 half-dollar, the kind you might have seen as a kid during the bicentennial celebrations, could now be worth thousands of dollars if it's missing one tiny detail? That's right. One single coin, with no mint mark at all, has left collectors across America scrambling to find it. Imagine holding a piece of our nation's 200th birthday, a coin that not only celebrates history, but could quietly change your life today. It was the summer of 1976, parades, fireworks, and patriotic pride filled every town in America. The U.S. Mint released a special coin to honor 200 years of independence, the 1976 bicentennial half-dollar, featuring Independence Hall on the reverse and the proud portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the front. Millions were made, passed through hands at diners, gas stations, and corner stores. But here's where the mystery begins: a small batch of these coins left the mint without any mint mark at all. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. No P for Philadelphia. Just a smooth, empty space beneath Kennedy's neck. For decades, this unnoticed detail went unrecognized, until collectors started realizing that the no-mint mark variety was nearly impossible to find, and those who did find one suddenly found themselves holding a national treasure. The 1976 no-mint mark half-dollar is not just rare, it's a minting mystery. While most bicentennial halves were produced in massive numbers, this small group escaped the minting floor without their identifying mark. Some believe it was an overlooked die used during the transition between production batches. Others think it was an intentional trial strike that slipped through. Whatever the truth, its rarity is undeniable. High-grade examples have fetched thousands at auction, with collectors willing to pay premium prices just to own a flawless, unmarked symbol of America's 200th birthday. Over the years, countless people have spent these coins without realizing what they had. A man in Ohio once told his grandson he used to have a funny-looking 1976 coin that didn't have a letter beneath Kennedy's bust, but he spent it for gas money decades ago. Imagine that, a few gallons of fuel traded for a piece of history now worth a small fortune. That's why this story matters. These coins are still out there, tucked in old coffee cans, forgotten in dressers, waiting to be rediscovered by someone who knows what to look for. When you hold a 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, take a closer look just beneath the president's neck. Most will bear a small letter, D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But if that space is completely smooth, with no mint mark at all, you could be staring at one of the rarest bicentennial coins ever struck. The surfaces should be sharp, with clear details and no signs of retooling. Many of these unmarked coins were minted in Philadelphia, but only a handful escaped official record, making every genuine example a prize among collectors. If you think you found one, don't second-guess yourself. Get it professionally authenticated by trusted grading companies like PCGS or NGC. These experts can confirm whether your coin is a genuine no-mint mark variety and even help you determine its grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. That jar of old coin sitting in your kitchen, the one you've been meaning to sort through? It might hold more than memories, it could hold your future. Each coin tells a story, but some stories are worth more than gold. Keep searching, keep believing, and never underestimate what history hides in plain sight. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the rare, the forgotten, and the priceless pieces of America's past, one coin at a time. 1977. What if I told you that a single half-dollar from 1977, a coin you might have once spent on candy or tucked away in a drawer, could now be worth thousands? Imagine holding in your hands not just 50 cents, but a rare piece of American history that collectors are chasing across the country. This isn't just another coin, this is the mysterious 1977 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas half-dollar, a treasure that slipped quietly into circulation, only to re-emerge decades later as one of the most sought-after finds in modern coin collecting. It all began in the late 1970s, when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of half-dollars featuring President Thomas Jefferson's Monticello home on the reverse. Most of these coins bore the telltale D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But a tiny handful, mysteriously, were struck without any mint mark at all. No one knows exactly how it happened. Some believe a mint worker forgot to punch in the identifying letter, others say a small batch was mistakenly released before final inspection. Decades later, collectors began whispering about the no mark halves showing up in old rolls, tucked away in estates, and even found in pocket change, a quiet mystery that suddenly became a national obsession among coin hunters. What makes the 1977 no-mint mark Monticello half-dollar so valuable is its sheer rarity and the historical quirk behind it. Coins without a mint mark from this year weren't supposed to exist, yet a few slipped through, perfectly struck and beautifully preserved. When verified, these coins have fetched astonishing prices at auctions, especially in uncirculated or proof-like condition. Collectors value them not just for their rarity, but for the story they tell, a story of human error, historical legacy, and hidden fortune. There have been countless stories of people spending these coins unknowingly, passing them off at face value for gas, groceries, or a newspaper. One collector recalled selling a jar of old change at a yard sale for $10, only to later learn that among them was a 1977 no-mint mark half-dollar now worth thousands. It's a reminder that history doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it jingles quietly in your pocket before disappearing forever. If you're wondering whether you might have one of these treasures, take a close look. The coin must clearly show the year 1977 beneath the portrait. Focus your attention just below the date, where there should normally be a tiny mint mark. You'll see nothing at all. The surface will often have a sharp, clean strike and smooth luster, with Jefferson's profile crisply defined and the Monticello building on the reverse standing out with fine detail. If you find one like this, handle it carefully. It might just be your hidden jackpot. To confirm its authenticity, you can send the coin to trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC. These professionals can verify its origin, condition, and market value, turning your old find into a certified collectible that buyers across the country would compete for. Local coin dealers or coin shows can also help evaluate it, especially if it's been well preserved in a holder or collection box. Think about it. How many times have you sifted through your spare change, never imagining what stories those coins could tell? That old coffee tin in your kitchen or the coin jar your parents kept on the shelf might be holding more than memories. It could be holding your next great discovery. Don't let history slip away unnoticed. Subscribe to Timeless Treasures, where we help you uncover the wealth and wonder hiding right in your hands. Because sometimes, the smallest piece of metal carries the greatest story of all.